All right, this is lesson 9.3, perimeters and areas of rectangles. Here's the deal. I know you've been doing this for a while, so this is very much a review for what you guys have been doing from before. What does the word perimeter mean? What does the word perimeter mean? I don't want the definition out of the book. I don't want you reading the definition out of the book. What does the perimeter mean? If I ask you for the perimeter of something, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Jared? No. Adding everything up. So 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 7, that's the perimeter? What is the perimeter? Jonathan? Kind of. Donovan, what's the perimeter? The outside edge of a figure, the distance around an object. The perimeter is the distance around an object. You guys should have learned that long ago. The perimeter of this table is if I took a string around the table and put it around the top of the table, how long would the string be? The outside edge, the total distance around. That's what perimeter is. What's the difference between the perimeter and the area of something? What is the area of something? What's the area? Well, I want to know what the area is. I don't want you to tell me how to find it. I want you to tell me what the area is, Caleb.
Like the middle of it, like inside the frame?
Right. It is the middle of the object. How so, though? What is the area? Yeah.
How much you can fit inside an object?
Right, for sure, definitely. And it's written in how? How do we write an area? How do we write it? What are we talking about? Yeah, here's the deal. So look, if I have myself a rectangle, okay, and this is 10 inches, and this is 8 inches, and this is 10 inches. First of all, if this was a rectangle, what do you know about x? Tell me what x is. What is x? 10 inches, right? If it's a rectangle, then this side is going to be congruent with that side, right? You should know that. Yes? Do we not? Do I need to teach that, or are we good? Okay, so then what is y? Y is 8 inches, right? If this is 8, then this is 8. Okay, you got that. So this is 10 inches, this is 8 inches. Here's the deal. The perimeter of this object means it's the outside edge. If I was to take a string and try and see how long would the string have to be to go all the way around once, I would simply add up the outside edge. 10 plus 8 plus 10 plus 8, which is 36 inches. It's a distance, right? It's a distance. It's how much string. How long does the string need to be? How long does the string need to be for it to be true? Does that make sense? Okay. 36 inches total distance around. That's the perimeter. It's a distance. The area of the object is how many 1 by 1 squares fits inside of the object. If I was to ask you the area of this room, I would want to know how much carpet it would take to fill the room. How much carpet? Well, is that a distance? Is that a distance? Like how much string do I need to put in the room to fill up the room with carpet? Does that make any sense at all? No. Area is how many 1 by 1 inch or 1 by 1 foot or 1 by 1 yard of how many 1 by 1 units of things do I need to fill up the bottom, to fill this thing up? To how much carpet do I need for this room? The way you figure that out is that, in this situation, you could go like this. Oops. Do you agree that the distance here is 8 that I've drawn? There's 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 feet or 8 inches. And here, each one of these is actually 1. And that this is 10. I know I didn't draw that very well, but you get the point, right? That this right here is 10. Yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Makes sense? If I wanted to know how many 1 inch by 1 inch squares would fit inside of this object, what could I do at this point? At this point, now that I'm looking at it, what could I do? What would be the simplest thing? Could my 6-year-old come in here and do this? What could he do? He could count them, right? He could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? You could do that. Or, what's the shortcut, people? Yeah, it's 8 here times 10 here, which is 80 of these 1 by 1 inch squares. And you write that 1 by 1 inch squares by saying that it's squared. Does that make sense? You have done this before. Is there anybody here who has never done this? You've all done this. So, the perimeter, outside edge, right? Area is middle. Think of the carpet. Does that make sense? That's what area is. And how do you find the perimeter? What's one way? Add up the outside edge, right? Just add up all the edges. How do you find the area? One length times the width, right? The length times the width is the area, and the perimeter is just adding up the outside edge. I'm going to show you a shortcut, another formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle. If you have a rectangle here, I'll do it like this. Whatever it is here, I got myself my rectangle. Okay. And I have this. This is 12 feet. This is 10 feet. Another way of doing the perimeter is it's this. It's 2L plus 2W. What do you think that means? 2 times, what's the L mean? Length. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Right? 2 times the length times 2 times the width. First of all, the way you're probably all going to do this is to add them all up, right? You're going to go 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 24 is 44, right? You're going to say it's 44. Okay. You just add them up. 10 plus 10 plus 12 plus 12, 44. If I have 2L plus 2W, that is 2 times the length. We'll say that is 10. 2 times 10 plus 2 times 12. What is 2 times 10? 20. Plus, what is 2 times 12? What is 20 plus 24? Same answer, right? Right? It's just a different way of solving the same problem. One is you add up all the outside edge, no matter what. The other way is to go 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. It will give you the same answer. Agreed? Okay. You guys try a couple of these. Try a couple of these. Look at page 429. Do number 5 for me. Do number 3 and number 5. They want the perimeter and the area for both. The first one, we're asking for the perimeter and the area. What's the perimeter of the first one? What do I do? What are the 2 ways I could do this? Joy, give me one way to do it. Perimeter of the first one. Perfect. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So 2 times 4 plus 2 times 9. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 9 is 18. 8 plus 18 is 26. The other way to do it would be what? 26 feet, by the way. Gotta label it. What's the other way of doing this, Donovan? What's the other way of finding the perimeter of number 1? Add them all up. 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 9 still comes out to 26. It's still 26. Yes? Yes. Okay. Area. How do I find the area of any rectangle? I want to know how do I find any. Length times width. Length times width, which is 9 times 4, which is 36 feet. Am I done? Is that right? 36 feet? No. If you put 36 feet like that, you're wrong. Because 36 feet is a distance. What is area again? It's the number of 1 by 1 squares that go inside. Is that different than a distance?
Oh, perimeter. Wait, isn't it cubic?
No. Squared. It should be 36 squared feet. 36 squared feet. 36 1 by 1 foot squares. Make sense? Does that make sense? Number 5 down here, this guy, I didn't draw it for you. What if you're somebody who really needs to have it drawn? What can you do? If you really need to have it drawn, what can you do? Draw it. Is that a problem for you to draw it? Oh, okay. You shouldn't need to draw it though. 12 and 7. What is the formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle with length 12 and 7? What do I do? What's the formula? 2L plus 2W. 2 times the length is 24 plus, what's 2 times the width? 14. 24 plus 14 is 38 inches. That's the perimeter. How do I find the area? Length times the width. What's the length? What's the width? What's 12 times 7? 84. Is it inches? 84 inches? 84 squared inches. Got to have squared inches so that you are very clear that you know that we're talking about 1 by 1 foot squares. Question, Donna?
For the perimeter, why can't we just do it 2 times length plus width?
You could. I think you guys are going to do fine. I'll give you your homework.